Good evening, one and all. Welcome down to this Perth Football League South versus North Colts clash of the season. 2026 underway immediately in the middle. Will be the Souths in the blue, Norths in the red. Souths have got first play of the ball. Zach Spark just flings one out onto the wing, gets past Rouston. A lot of speed from these youngsters early. Turnover for the Northerners. Little hand pass to the outside, doesn't quite get there. Might fall over the top for Ford. They scribble around inside 50. Umpires reluctant to come in and get involved early, and the North have got it out the back across the arc. The heave-ho inside 50 just goes along the floor instead. Ottabrino tries to dice through a pack nicely. Hand out, forward right pocket. No real play coming of it. Umpire will step in and say, give it to me. A real hot, fast start here for the first opening passage. Boundary throw in the protected area. Nick and Bruno in the box for you this evening. Tap down cam backwards. No real space for Kelly to get out the back door for North though, and the umpire's involved again. Curtis and May starting rucks. Sits up in front of everyone. North have a little snap from the pocket, but it's absolutely nowhere near it. They go for a risky switch across the back here. South Colts happy to play with ball in hand to begin. Come out to the broadcast wing. Need a clean little pick up from the youngster. Won't quite get there. It was Reese Mercer. Or even Darrington just trying to fumble it around ground level. North put the pressure back the opposite way. And it ends up spilling across the line once again. Boundary throw, 45 around. North have had all the territory. Wet conditions down here at UWA Sports Park. Territory and lock in the system. McGoldrick just went off the ball. And South will get a chance to run this one down the wing once again. Hack kick goes forward. A little fist in from the side. Atchison, free kick will get paid. Against him. And fall back into the Northern favour. Bryce Barrett goes up the middle of the ground. Immediately turned over. And this will be the first real opportunity for South to get involved in this game of football. And lock something in the forward half off the back of Mercer. As we now finally welcome in Bruno to the box. Charles on the wing. Big night.
Huge night, Nick. Pleasure to be here. And well, we had a bit of a malfunction early with the national anthem. Sound wasn't quite working, so I had to start singing. So, sorry, apologies to all the spectators. As this kick through the middle from the number 10 there, that was Ford. Inaccurate, the little dribbler. It's a wet pill today. Slippery. Wonderful intercept mark from William Lynch from Swanview. Back with the flight, and they want to open this ground up early. We do know the Norths last year probably didn't use the wet weather ball as well as they could have. And they looked strong, but couldn't hold any sort of possession or territory for large amounts of the game. The Souths did a lot of this. A lot of domination. Long ball, searching ball. Taken down. It'll be tapped over on the other side. Well, we're thinking it might be a wet night tonight, Nick, but for the first half of the game anyway, appears to be no rain.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to survive what was going to be some terrible conditions, as last year really showed us what a game of wet weather Colts football can be. Predicted rain throughout the second half, but hopefully we can hold it off. They're menacing clouds, heavy clouds, but by all reports and radars, it's only going to be light drizzle in that second half. South still just trying to lock the footy in. Up in their forward, they'll get another re-entry here. Low one just kicks up and bounces in front of Rouston. Sends one high to the square. Goalkeeper's in place. And takes a really strong mark across the back. Should be Todorovic. Real good player out of Mosman.
A lot of Mozzie Park players here tonight. That was one thing we probably need to touch on, Nick, is the amount of cohesion the North side are going to have is going to be superior to this South team. I think they've got 4 sides with over 3 players in this side selected, whereas the Souths, they've only got 3 teams with 3 or more players. Long ball. This could be an early goal here for the Souths. And it's the big man. We'll get his number in a moment. Might be about to turn around here. Believe that might be Ascoli from Rolly Stone. He's tall, he's strong. Only 2 goals for the season, Nick, but I tell you what, he's been playing a lot of seniors footy.
Yeah, and he's a big frame unit. Certainly has the hair to match it as well. One of these scary operations that you wonder, Bruno, you're having a real good junior career, so rightly so, he's trying to play senior footy to impose himself and see how the size holds up, but when everybody starts catching up in a couple of years, can you build a career off the back of it, or are you just a young bully?
No, a bunch of young bullies that aren't doing too much these days, Nick, but I think he would have learnt a lot. He's playing waffle with the Perth Demons, and he's played a few C3 games with Rolling Stone seniors, so he's getting a lot of experience, probably the right move. So on paper, the Souths off to an early lead, 6-0 here at McGillivray, and they're surging forward through the middle. Rampaging run once again, and it's kicked away late by the 15. That was Sterling, inside 50. It's a fumbly ball, no one's able to take it cleanly. Norths again, under all sorts of pressure. A couple clearances early, so the Norths were actually dominating clearances with 4-2 in the opening couple of minutes, but their inability to move the ball, Nick, is the real issue.
Yeah, they had that lock-in play first couple of minutes of the game, and they were adjusting to the conditions. Just were stuck in the pockets, nowhere really to go. Back under pressure inside 50 again. They're here now. Kelly was the one just trying to get the clearance. They find a ball over the top for Lynch. Clears it out to the wing, but there's plenty of South defenders patrolling and looking in board for something more aggressive. Stevens was waving his hands for a big switch. Eventually, they just send it back down the line inside 50 off a couple of hands, and the clearing kick goes nowhere. Good pressure in defence by South, but it was just a little bit too high. Free kick North. They'll wait for players to run either side. McGoldrick, just a little outlet handball. They kind of chickened away from moving with pace down the line, and grubbery old kick just falls in the lap of Atkinson, waiting for South to run back the opposite direction. Gets caught holding the ball himself. This is the opportunity for North to set in front again.
So they've fumbled the ball around a lot early. Skittles by hand. This ball long. It's a searching ball. Doesn't quite hit the target. Will come down to ground level. It's one of our young umpires. We've got 4 field umpires today, so this match is going to be really well adjudicated. Speaking to them pre-game, they were just amazed at how well this deck is looking here at McGillivray. Into the middle now. Nice intercept coming in the side from Webster. Wants to move it on quickly. Not his best kick. Still hits the target. Around the body now is Kelly. Inside 50. Pack forms. Falls down. Unable to take it cleanly. Mercer. The man from Bunnings. The North so thread the needle. This one's a better hand pass. Sets them free. Left foot hooking ball. It's through. And the Norths even the ledger. 6 apiece.
A real good kick as well. Really well called by you, Bruno. That's how you get the ball moving. Tie things up 1 goal apiece. Everybody's happy, and we go straight back to the middle.
Was it Benny Crook, the number 15? Believe it was. So he gets things rolling. Mount Lawley, 6 goals for the season at Clubland. He had 1 hat-trick back against Scarborough only a couple rounds ago. A lot of milestones coming up for him as well. Nicky's almost reached his 200th senior footy game. PFL game, I should say. Sitting on 193. Benny Crook. The big full forward off to a flyer. Got some dark clouds coming over McGillivray at the moment. Bit of a brooding sort of evening. And the big ruckman, he can leap. Matt May got his hand all of the ball, but didn't quite tap it down to the right target. And now punching through the middle. Antilove sends it inside 50. Could it be? Out the back door, he couldn't bring it down. It's Crookie again. Off his right foot this time. Wonder if that was his non-dominant, that last goal, Nick. He's kicked it twice on his right foot. The 1 goal he kicked was on his left. How do this South team in the blue want to exit their defensive 50? They've been dominating the middle of the ground, but we'll get a good look at how they move the ball. In the background, we can see the Neil Donaldson Pavilion. Absolutely chockers. Good crowd here tonight, all along the boundary line. Great for the UWA Sports Park to host us here for the second match, the second clash between these two sides. Remember, Souths won it last year, so it's 1-0 towards them. They're moving the ball really nicely here. Beautifully weighted kick. Hits the 18 in Brown on the chest, and they move it further down the wing. Picked off by the man in the headgear. Double ones. Aidan Carberry from Scarborough chucks it back into the middle. Little bullet of a pass. They're just going to keep trying to pick them apart. Not sure this is the go in the wet weather. They thread the needle by hands. Is that high? Umpire says no. Holding the ball, though. So it'll be towards the South team, but I think it was the number 12 from the North laying the tackle, and they can move it quick here. They've got an open goal square. They send it long. Mansell, it's going to bounce. It's going to skid. It cartwheels home for a goal.
Real strong running through the centre of the ground. South are just waking up into this one. Seems like we're just getting that little to and fro early here. Bruno, where North are just getting that little spark entry, but then that couple of straight running plays and aggressive ball movement is just turning them inside out pretty quick.
I think you're right there, Nick. The South side actually really want to be aggressive with the ball. They're kicking it long and they're surging in numbers. North's, on the other hand, they're more delicate. They're looking to pick apart the defence. I just don't know how they're going to be able to do that when they start getting tired.
It's going to be a long night. Heat not a factor. Beautiful conditions down here, UWA Sports Park. Set ready to go in the middle again, McDonald. The South ruckman just geeing himself up a little bit. And does have a decent leap at the footy. Spilled down for Duty, who couldn't clear the area.
Check out this ruckman. The number 25, Matt May. He's an absolute monster for the South side, Nick.
I've got it as 26 McDonald, but that's fine. We'll fix everyone's eyes at the quarter-time break. South do come out front side. Power slips inside 50. Makes it real hard for Ascoli to get back on to the footy. And North should be able to turn this over. Send it out to the wing, but no one taking clean possession. A little push to the ground. Might have even been a bit of friendly fire there. Maybe Ralston pushing over Pritt. South try go inside. Came off the inside of the boot. Cut it off shorter than they wanted. That's got to be close to holding the ball. Not called. Hack kick just gets out of the area. That big ruckman, McDonald, just got beat to front position by Michard. And he still goes under it. Hard ball. Good work to put your head over it, youngster. Just sends it up the middle. North to slow it down and just rush it forward again. 2v1 in front of the ball. North are just going to use their bodies and get out the back. A little slip over doesn't help Pickett. Has to get back on and try tackle. Messy old ball for North. And South will just try to work their way through this one on the wing. Forward hand passes won't be clean enough. Ascoli turns back on the mark. This is a real mess. Someone needs to stop the play. Legal shove, and eventually everybody's happy just to have a little bit of a break, tackled by Solomon.
Yeah, interesting passage of play there. They're just in that fight or flight mode at the moment still, all these boys. Not able to take it cleanly. Got a few young Colters on the bench next to us, egging them on for a hit. Nice tackle. Dispossess the North team. They pick it up once again. Trying to barnstorm his way through. Kelly unable to. Now slicing them through the middle is the number 23 who was taken down. Ross was taken by Spratt. Wonderful defensive scramble from Spratt, and they want to send it up the middle. This is a more delicate pill. I like that. Urgency just taken down a notch. They're going to think their way through it. Going inside 50 now on a platter. Wonderful delivery from the young man. Kai Horan from Gosnells. Really cool, really calm. And what has been a really tense opening 10 minutes, Nick.
Yeah, I liked the way the forwards were working together. It's hard sometimes in these mismatch representative games to have that forward running pattern set. But that was a good little bit of Fremantle all year this year. All run back together and then turn back on our paths in different directions. 35 out directly in front.
Creating space. Benny Mansell is going to spray this one out of bounds on the full. So not his greatest effort. It is a wet peel. Bit of residue on the grass from earlier on in the day. Kicked a goal earlier. Did Mansell. So keep tabs on him. It was a beautiful lead, wasn't it? The kick just sat right into his lap, Nick. Good skill early.
Just got to finish him off. Big moments. This is what the coaches want to see. Flying in from the side, Wilkinson couldn't hold on to the wet pill, and Sousa back inside 50 immediately. Falls out to the numbers. Fulton snaps towards goal, gets a real good bit of contact on it. Sousa got 3. Flynn Fulton, first one for him, comes out of the Manning Rippers and had no doubts about it.
I love that name, the Manning Rippers. I reckon that's got to be top tier. Chuck that one on the podcast and have a poll.
That's what I've been thinking about all this week, and I should have brought it up for the pod to go during the week. If this game keeps happening, we need something better than North versus South. There's got to be a theme, and we've got to name these teams. You know, if we go Nordic, I want the Norsemen for the North.
Yeah, and
the
South car knickers.
Yeah, just something way more average than whatever the North name is, and we'll be set and ready to go for the next 10 years.
It's a tough one to go. I know the rugby in New Zealand did it during COVID, and they went North versus South, and it was white and black. So it is kind of hard to get a theme going. You know, do you go Fremantle versus West Coast, but then you're going to have some unhappy campers on both ends there. Back in the middle now, and it is the big man, Riley McDonald, beaten out that time. And they spread it wide. They found a pocket of space out the back door. Slipped as he kicked. Nice pressure from the half forward from the Norths. Tackle pressure through the roof. And they might just want to soccer this one on. We got a 50-50 on the wing. Can he take it cleanly? Hot in pursuit. The Souths corner him. Off the side of the boot there. Nice from Jai Ross to the top of the 50. They've got to arc their way around. Turning one way, then the other. The 13. This is 4 to the goal square. Going to fall behind for a point. Intended target, Pickett's. Someone we probably haven't talked about too much in this game. Sheldon Pickett, he'll be the full forward for the North team in the Reds. 24 goals for the season. He's electric.
I liked that turn from James Ford, though, on the arc. Must be nice to be that young and just turn on a little dime like that in the wet. Only got 38 kilos to stop and move around and then accelerate again. Exciting stuff out of all these Colt kids. South in the meantime, out on the sub-side wing. Just trying to take a real aggressive one out in the middle. Rightly so, all the North boys come in to disrupt it. Curtis fisted it down. They launch one straight back towards the arc of the 50. Out of the front of the pack. And South will go immediately to a good one-on-one on the wing here. Couldn't bring it in. A young man enforce it. Now the Norths will just try to get on the outside and go in once again. Forday just goes along the ground towards Pickett's direction. I think it might have been Wilkinson, in fact. Gets the free kick, high contact across the ground. Shapes it across the face. Do they want to keep going wider? This Kelly doesn't want to wind up. Just tries to lower the eyes. Cut it off nicely.
That's your man. I believe that's James Ford.
Real good mark inside 50 in a real handy area. And he might get his dues here. Yeah, had the good kick inside previously. Now he gets his own lead sorted. Going to have to kick this all of 45, though, in the wet. No real wind to speak of this afternoon. But a timely goal to get if you're the Northern Suburbs. Currently 1 goal 2-8 versus 3 straight 18. Looks like it's out to the right, but it might be holding on. Fades out for another behind. 1 goal 3-9, trailing by 9. North over South. They're
going to struggle to swing the ball in these conditions. The ball's so slippery. If you try to put a bend on it, it's just going to slip off the side of your boot there. You can see he's got a bit of a left to right tendency on that left foot. You just got to hit it straight and pure tonight when you're aiming for goals. Souths now moving the ball from defensive 50 over the top. Unable to take the mark. Horan bringing it to ground with strength. Carberry. And they can link up here. Intercepted by the Souths. Hot in pursuit, though. Double ones chasing him down. Pushed him in the back, so it's a downfield. And now taking it with some speed, Mansell. Long to the pocket. They can run it here once again. An open goal square if they want to use it. Mansell a long way from home as the full forward.
There's a couple of options streaming towards goal there, but if you want to take the onus on yourself here, Atkinson, you sure can.
The boy from Thornley fancies himself here, Nick, so this is going to be from beyond the arc. He's going to have to kick it from behind the blue chalk. Blue jumper. Sends this one back for a point. So the last 2 set shots, hitting a minor and an out on the full. Both from difficult angles there, Nick. I reckon they just send that one to the goal square and play the percentages with the amount of residue we've got on this pill.
Lots of possession so far in this game to the south side. 63% of possession so far. But it is the metres gained back the other way. Halfback Spring is already 322 metres for the North. Just couldn't quite be clean. Machard had it at ground level. They go to a little one over the top. Might have been Ottabrino. Just went the hack kick release. Intercepted by Charles. Immediately sends it into the hot spot. A little bit of body work to bring this to ground level. Nicely done by Jetta Rogers for the north side just to make a contest of it. Crunching hit on Spark. South are just trying to find a way towards goal, and they've run out of avenues. Holding the ball. Better pressure this time by the Norths. George Kelly with the tackle out of Wanneroo. Look to go immediately down the wing. Everybody's set pretty skinny. No real communication of a switch. They send it down the line. Contested pack forms. North have got the release runners coming either side. The kick was just a little bit too early.
Oh, no.
Darcy, Ford, both go at it. Now we're at the backside. Might be Pickett from 48. Sends it from the boundary. Needs it just to roll on through. Inaccuracy early in this first quarter. 1 goal 4. Seems like there was an erroneous whistle somewhere else on the park, but I think we're awarding the behind.
Believe that might be the quarter-time break there, Nick. It was actually Pickett screaming for it. He was running open into the goal square. Didn't give it to him. Once again, taking the hardest shot in the run with 0 angle. Acute angles here. Many kicks from really tough positions. And with such residue on this ball, it's just going to be hard to score from there. So that's going to wrap us up. Currently, I believe it is the South still leading by 9 points, but the North looked more promising when they start to string it through the middle. Their problem really is they're overusing the football, Nick.
I think so. I think the South side have maybe gone a little bit too quickly on some of their breakaways and given possession away. And I think the North are just overusing the footy in some aspects, just not really playing into the conditions here of let's find the territory, then lock down. They did that for the first 3 minutes of the game and then just didn't really seem to have that as the game plan for the entire quarter.
I was just going to say their possession is the telltale sign. Only 38% to the North side. They're just starving themselves.
My name is Daniel Bowman. I'm a cladding supplier. The company name is Architectural Cladding Supplies. We manufacture, produce basically any cladding sort of available that can be rolled out of a soft feed colour bond material. We target roofers, cladders, builders, really anyone that wants to sort of get involved with this type of cladding. We try to be a bit of a one-stop type roofing shop. We have all of them and some that the others don't have. We educate people how it's done and we sort of get it out there and make it happen.
G'day everyone, I'm the Suburban Footballer and I'm here to tell you to download the Local Footy Hub app. Inside this one-stop app, you will find live scores, fixtures, ladders, leading goal kickers and best players, game replays and highlights, latest news, player and coach interviews, shows, podcasts, and full team and player statistics. Actually, can I stop you just there for a sec? It says for all your team and individual stats. Like just for argument's sake, if someone at my work got on the app, could they see how many possessions I'd had the week before? Oh, they can. Oh, I reckon, like, do you really need that? Footy's a team sport. Who cares about individual statistics? I reckon the rest of the app is great, can't fault it. But just get rid of that individual statistics bit. I mean, who cares? Download the Local Footy Hub app. Everything you need, all in one app, including individual stats.
That's what could have happened if she moved out easily with Budget's online pre-check, convenient pickup locations and handy range of vehicles.
Maybe I'll just move out next year.
Budget, get to the good stuff.
Are you looking to promote your business? This could be a great way to reach the local footy community. How do we get your name out there? We can provide banner and native advertising in our news feeds and socials, reaching thousands of people every week. We can run video ads before every game replay that gets watched by thousands of people each week. We can run promotional videos like this one about your business during quarter time breaks for all of our live stream games. Contact us now to find out how you can book a trial.
That's what could have happened if she moved out easily by removing the hassle with Budget's convenient locations. Budget, get to the good stuff.
Take the next step in shaping the future of your club by bringing your reserves and under-19s teams into the spotlight.
It's coming hard. Careful, he's played it. Oh, and he's laid back. Tyquin, and there's a premiership going to the Borough.
Review, analyse and improve after every match, just like the top teams. Gameface can help you elevate your game. Contact us today to find out more.
Shake it, time and ring it, go on, get yourself
This North versus South Colts clash. A quick, exciting start as expected. 10 points to 19. North trailing South. Big second quarter here, Bruno.
It sure is. That siren, just a little bit too quiet for our ears, but throwing it up in the middle, Stella Martin, the field umpire, gets us started. Young field umpire, so it's good to see them getting a few of the young bucks through and giving them a bit of experience, Nick, under what is a really fresh and exciting display of football here. Taking the ball nicely. The Norths trying to work it through traffic. Pressure high, though. They thread the needle. Nice hands from Sam Curtis. Sets them free, but once again, the looping hand pass inaccurate. Breaking ankles everywhere is Webster. Sends it inside 50, open goal square. Touched by the fingernails. Nice saver there from the south side in the blue.
Good pace coming through the middle. That was where they had the problem stats in that first quarter. North not getting any metres gained from centre bounce clearance. That'll just start to help the ledger in their favour. Souths go out to a real big pack on the outer side. They climb. No one gets up and down with it in one motion. A little flick out Rouston. Finds itself in an extra bit of traffic and North should get the turnover. Hand pass inside Machard. They run themselves into a little bit of danger though. Brunton now just needs to look for something up the centre of the ground. Everybody spilling over with it. Umpire doesn't want to get involved in this. Just somebody get a disposal out the side. Ball up.
Pressure through the roof hit. It's a Tabasco opening 5 minutes. It's hot in the kitchen. The Souths now moving the ball out the front of the stoppage. Really assertive today from clearance. They were winning at 177 positive clearance metres to 0 in that opening quarter. But a nice mark taken on the far side by the 26, Jolliffe from Ocean Ridge. Turns back on the inside. Leading man punching up at the football. Sheldon Pickett. Man, coming out strong. The young fella. He's kicked a lot of goals this year, Nick. We're talking 24. He's had 4 games of hat-tricks this year. He's no stranger to a bag either. He's had 2 bags this year already. 6 goals in 2 of the rounds. This guy knows his way towards the big sticks. Kicking it from just inside the arc. Sheldon Pickett, the 24 from North, drops it to the top of the square. Nicely taken, though, by Miss Wicks, the vice skipper for the south side.
I thought there was going to be a little bit more mustard on that kick out of Pickett, if I thought myself. The way he just snarled it out of the air. Strong lead, the way he turns the shoulder as he takes a chesty. He's putting a bit of authoritative taste onto what was about to come. Doesn't end up eventuating. Excuses on the conditions, but you're right, Bruno. This kid is one that once he gets going, he rarely stops. Big ticket item for the next couple of years in the Perth Football League and beyond. Boundary throw just falls short of the pack. Nowhere to escape or get any sort of clearance. 5 behinds is the worrying sign for North early. 1 goal 5, putting themselves under unnecessary pressure, but they spit it out the front again. Ottabrino inside 50. Big leap in from behind. No one takes the strong mark, but Davey spins around and snaps a big goal. Might have even been James Ford again. Thought we had the 13. Maybe it's the 12, 13. I don't even know.
13. It's your
it
man.
has to be.
It's
James
your boy.
Ford finally gets his little reward there. Great goal.
Terrific. Every time you seem to call him, he starts looking dangerous. So next time it goes inside 50,
just pick it up.
You pick it up, mate.
A little bit of selfish.
James Ford, I tell you what, he's looking lethal. And it's that left foot of his. He arcs around. He fakes it on the right. Most players are right-footed. So as a defender, if someone's faking on the right, all the money, usually they're kicking it. But he fakes it, turns back onto his preferred foot, takes a shot. And he's got some speed as well. Just frees himself up, buys a bit of time. Back in the middle.
Looks like he could be quite the versatile unit. That's some flashy stuff up forward, but looks like a one that could be on the wing or in the middle as well. We'll see what happens in his career.
Well, if they're having troubles in the middle, they could definitely throw him in there. The North snout, just running backwards, treading water. Oh, almost getting there, Darrington. Nice pressure here. They turn the ball over with numbers around the football. Corkscrewing the ball, Matt May now, the big ruckman around the corner. Inside 50, pursued is Horan, just got the ball away in the nick of time. No free kicks as the umpire. Once again, pressure from this south side, locking the Reds back in their defensive 50. They've got to bring it out here. This will be interesting. A lot of space on this near side towards the commentary and camera.
It's on as well.
They were streaming, weren't they, Nick? They were coming from the middle. Obviously, the coach wants them to use it in times of less pressure. Going conservative down the wing. Nice mark taken. Believe that's Oakley on the far side. The Souths just setting it up. A low burner. Unable to be marked by anyone. Hit grass first. Looping ball over the top. Dangerous now. Once again, delicate work from the Norths. They find the outlet. Ford wants to roll. Tucks it back on the inside to McGoldrick. Being really pretty with the ball here. They just need to work it forward. They've got numbers on this wing if they can take it cleanly. On the chest now by the number 8 Millington to the top of the 50 there. No mark. It was touched by the big 22. Miskowicz, the vice skipper, just a little bit unhappy with his treatment, Nick.
Yeah, he just wanted to make sure he got a mark there. Wasn't really going to convince the umpire that there wasn't heaps of hands on it in between. Ball up. South's just trying to get something going. Nice tap by Max, but didn't have any receivers. Ford goes real deep inside 50. Falls out in front of Crook. Got to work backwards onto the footy. Machar tries to disrupt as they hand pass across the face of goals. South's under pressure. Need a mark. Lots of pressure here. Sterling goes on the aggressive 45. They try release Brown through the centre of the ground. Just has to backtrack. And this one's going to get turned over again. Nicely, Joffley was disrupted. Settles things back into a 50-50 centre of the ground. South are just not getting anything convincing out of the back half at the moment. No advantage paid, be a free kick. Souths will just start to trot in front of the footy though. Little jabbing one. Cut off nicely but doesn't find a target. Nice little body push and a hand pass to space by Rouston. Lets South get inside 50. Fooling in the pocket. Just gets hit from in front. They play on. Kick a nice little goal. Believe it's the 11 in Atkinson. Anson's quite nicely. 2-5-17. North were clawing their way back into this one. But another goal to the south side just protects their margin out in front.
Couldn't get a number for you. Might have even been the 19 in Mansell once again. It's a long way away. We'll wait for him to turn around. But there's that play. They want to go fast. They were getting dominated, and it was 19. So there we go. Well called, Nick. Ben Mansell from Bull Creek. That's his second goal of the game. So he's got a double. But we were just saying in the clearances, Souths are getting dominated. They're doing really well in that opening quarter. But now it's the Norths really turning it on. Just a lapse in concentration in defence. Probably not enough pressure on that play through the middle, Nick. Just leaves the South with 6 points. And now we're going to jump it back into the middle. Just waiting for the young umpire.
He's got a call to make, apparently.
Here we go. So the 25, Todorovic, just inside the circle there. Cheeky from the 25 from the north side. Loses this contest to the Souths. Trying to ride their way through. Tackle laid there by McGoldrick. He's been good today from Mozzie Park. There's about 3 Mozzie Park boys on the field, so I'm sure a few of the boys from the side will be here watching them tonight. Ball just skittling around, finally released and off the right foot of Matt May. Sends it sky high, unable to take the mark, Mansell. Just choking over the football now. No one's able to take it cleanly. Just hitting a bit of a lull here, Nick. Bit of a stalemate kind of situation.
Yeah, everybody just now adjusting to conditions, getting confidence, but then maybe just not paying full attention. Some chest marks going down. They'll snap back into gear. That first quarter went really quickly, though, so they can't really waste too much time. Franchina's kick out to the wing. Found a target, and they go right to the arc of 50 once again. Real tall timber. Ben Crook out of Mount Lawley just steals one out of the air. Prolific goal kicker so far in his career as well. He's already got one this afternoon. I don't know, looks like he's taken a long run up here.
This will be the third attempted shot from outside 50. None of them have gone close, Nick.
Just gets 1 foot inside the chalk, fading out to the left-hand side. Minor score, 2-6-18, 4-2-26.
That was a bomb. He had 10 metres left on that thing. Big Benny Crook. Tall timber, like you said, Nick. He's got some long levers, that's for sure. Bringing it out of the goal square now, Darrington. They mark it in the pocket. This is the number 10 in Spratt, I believe, sending it down the wing. Once again, unable to move the ball. The Norths are closing them down on that far side. And it's a holding free kick. It's going to be downfield. Play on now, and they can run the boundary. Believe this is Horan from the pocket. Sets it up high. No wind to bring it back. The sweeper's going to touch it. Probably wasn't needed anyway. It was offline. Wonderful scramble from the fullback there. Believe that is Bryce Barrett or Ottabrino, the skipper. Might be Ottabrino, actually, the skipper for this North side. Really fast. He's going to provide a lot of run and carry. Bryce Barrett, he'll be the big key defender. So they're saying it actually went out of bounds. So they're going to bring it in anyway. Ball comes down. Huge pack converges around it. Pressure through the roof. And it's these kind of grades where you're going to see the boys getting really excited and clogging themselves up a lot here. It's going to be hard for anyone to squeeze through this pack for a goal. Free kick called. Back in the hands now of McGoldrick. A few really good touches early. Don't want to put the mocker on him, but a good user by foot.
Just a little bit stagnant down the line here. Conservative option looks like it's the bill of the play again. They're going to try chop one off short. McGoldrick getting his halfback touches in early, but needs something down the line with a little bit more inspiration. Finds a short to Doody. Nothing stinky about him. Now we get the final line ball. Important conservative option that Norths have been sticking with in wet conditions. They forced the contest but didn't have the release on either side. Kelly came in for the tackle. Just umpire says ball up for now. We'll get a good view of this right in front of broadcast position.
Umpire Blake Arnold with the call there with the cap on. Spoke to him pre-game. Really excited to be a part of this one. Nice hands around the outside now. Raustrin down the boundary line. Neat kick back on the inside from Fawcett. Definitely didn't force it. Waited for it. They've got the numbers here too, but the North shut it down. Find an exit over the other side. Nice hand pass over the top. And double ones Carberry with the releasing kick down the wing. Mark taken, and they can move this ball quick. It's definitely not the one you want to go slow on. Down the boundary line. Pickett, unable to take it cleanly. They're hot on his heels. Turns and rolls. High ball, not the greatest connection. And they undershoot the football, but they're trying to flood through here. Mistakes everywhere. Nobody's clean with the football. Nice work there on the outside. Showing some toe is Millington. Once again, through hands. The ball hits the deck. The residue really causing havoc in these contested situations. A number out the back door. They'll just want to get it on the boot here. Releasing hand pass, a Hail Mary. It was a setup, and they've booby-trapped this North side into the far wing. Umpire says play on. Play's going to continue. We got a 4v4, so the boys will just have to try and figure it out. The Blues eventually split the deck. The Reds, though, from the North playing in front of their man. This is Brunton through the middle of the field. An interesting kick. This one will be a little bit of fun for us watching. The Blues making themselves a mischief and now running through as the number 6, and Morchard sends it long. Open goal square. Away for a point. Tell you what, that open goal square, Nick, is dangerous. I think if you're a defender, you're almost playing behind your man in case it skips over the top.
Sows are very tall in defence by the looks of it, though. There's no young mobile operator that's just going to patrol that last spare and then inject when needed. It's going to be a one to look out for the Norths if they can force Pickett up the ground just to create that space. There are over-the-top goals on offer tonight. South, in the meantime, have figured their way out to centre wing. Fawcett just doubles back, needs to get rid of this football, just gets it out in the nick of time. Little hand pass inside. North have got the pressure slowly building in this second term. Carberry just settles things down, lets himself get secured by defenders in the middle of the ground. Yeah, pressure rating for North has been good so far, but it's always been low on our live stats thanks to Power Coach, but just starting to click up and up and up now, getting up towards 120. Turned over here. Nice work by Mercer to send it back where it once came. Sterling, inside 50, good link up. Spare has to get involved. Ground level ball, and a little kick towards goal outside of the boot. Atchison. That's the second one that he sprayed out to the left-hand side tonight.
He had so much more time than what he realised. They're excited, though, these young fellas. I guess that's the difference between them and the senior football. This one's not a good kick. The Souths can pounce here. Wonderful hands from the 7. McGoldrick, once again, cleaning up loose ends. Ball makes its way into the pavilion pocket. And it's an absolute doozy on the far side. Tell you what, pretty good crowd here, Nick. We've called a few games here at McGilvray. I reckon we've got 1,000 in the house, we'll call it, patrolled around the outside of the field.
And whether you're watching on this live stream here or on the radio on the SEN app, there's plenty of ways to get this North versus South clash. Big thanks to the PFL and all the partners for getting these big fixtures up for us. The last real big ticket event before we head into the finals over the coming weeks in the Perth Football League. Inside 50 for the Souths again. Overcommitting under the ball, the spare defender. Just gave, I believe, Bandit Kappa a little spot out the back. Should be a shot towards goal.
Markwell Spratt there from Gosnells with the mark.
And another big long-range shot. They speak about this a lot in the AFL these days, Bruno, where you just can't really be having these shots at goal all too often because these are the coach killers. If you don't get the minor score and you don't get the mark in the square, it really was a nothing result that you took the 30.
I mean, the odds are just not in your favour. I mean, there's no wind, so maybe he's thinking, okay, we can have a crack here. It's a nice, even night, but the residue on the foot, you've got to hit the ball pure.
Spratt launching. Won't quite get there. Fisted away through and behind. And that's exactly what we're talking about there. North were able just to stagnantly set up behind the ball and fist it through.
And I'm not sure if the viewers could see it on the screen, but there was a pocket of space right in front of the goals, about 30 out. If someone runs in there, you chip the ball over, you're having a set shot from right in front. So they've just got to become more creative. Once again, McGoldrick over the top. Cut out pass. This one a through ball, intercepted. Running onto it nicely here is the 17 and Hansey on the left foot. Delicate kick coming from the 24, the skipper. Van Kappa, he's been busy early, but his kick that time, once again, just needed to go long, Nick. They need to get it inside 50. Time's ticking down on the quarter. The Souths holding a lead, but definitely not convincing. The Norths in many areas of this game are looking the better side. Around the body now, and slipping on the kick there is the 23, Ling Carls. They're just surging it inside 50, but the Norths with the numbers. Ball spilling in every direction. Clean set of hands. They finally get it out the back door, and they send it long. Underneath it from the red side, Todorovic brings it to ground for the Norths and follows up his good work. Squirts it out the front, but gets it around the back. Touched off the boot, so it'll be no mark. Waiting underneath it, the 22, Miskiewicz. And nicely done by James Ford, and they're going to send this one long. He's burning down the boundary, blistering speed from the half forward, looking for Sheldon Pickett. No one at home in the goal square if they can get it over the top. Scrambling defence here from the 14. Wonderful work from Zach Spark from the south side. Just manages to half the contest. Reinforcements arrive, and they might have found their exit, Nick.
Going to work their way to the outer side, but turned over straight away. Across the face is the real option, but a little bit of panic stations forces a terrible kick inside 50. South still under pressure, but they get a free kick for the sling tackle. Man, that was impressive once again down the wing just previously, though. James Ford, the hand pass to himself. And it was the right idea to go to Pickett, but if anything, it had to favour forward right pocket, not across the face.
Or get it over the top of Pickett.
It's got to go out that way in front of him. Otherwise, I think he could have had another bounce and just weighed up options for another few seconds.
He's one of those guys. He's so elusive. He's going to be hard to tackle when he's running full steam at you. He's just got to have the courage to tuck it under the arm and keep going.
Mizuix on the 45. Just not brought in by Darrington. And now he's under pressure. Play on the call. Everybody's going to get away with it. Carberry, the one running on for North, just strips it through the tackle. Kelly now wants a free kick holding the man. Not going to get paid at all. It's a little dogfight on the boundary in front of a couple of the fans.
Oh, I love it. I love it. The boys are going head and shoulder at the football. And they're all just filled with rage at the moment, the boys. They just want to get a bit of rough and tumble going. Just got to be careful. Their hands really starting to falter under the pressure. James Ford looks like the only person who can take it cleanly.
Tackle. George Kelly's been really good in the two so far as well. I'm really liking his pressure inside.
So just quickly, if we look behind play here, Nick, the Reds, the north side, they've got a spare behind the football, a kick away. So they're well set up for this counter-attack now. It's a barrel coming out of the stoppage off the boot of Horan. It's long. The Norths will be under some pressure here. And it will be pressure relieved. That might be 50.
I think it's going to get close on the clock, though. Might have to kick this from outside 50 after the siren. I don't really know. I don't have an official watch on me, but it just feels late. Feels real late.
It is late. I tell you what, this is going to have to be another mammoth kick. I don't know. I'm not a fan. I think if these coaches going into half-time, Nick, I think the big thing that they're going to be talking about is, boys, both sides are moving the ball relatively well, but everybody's taking shots from around the arc. Got to be more creative. Set it up. Get it closer to home. Improve the chances.
I think siren has gone.
Doesn't have to be pretty here. 5 players waiting on the goal line. Rolling out the torpedo, if you want to call it that, Nick. It's going to send us into the halftime break. So that'll be no score at all for the North. South still leading 4 goals, 3-27 to the North's 2 goals, 7-19. Really interesting quarter of football. North's dominating the clearances, but still a lack of scoring.
Yeah, and I think that's just what you've got to look at in these big game fixtures where the cattle have all come to play, and that's 2 quarters of footy that have gone by really, really quickly. The ball's in play, everybody's trying to get moving, and it doesn't feel like it should be such a low-scoring affair, and it really doesn't feel like North should be more than a goal behind.
Who's impressing you from the North? I know there's a couple.
I like forwards. Let's just get him out of the way early. He looks dynamic off the half-forward lines, and I reckon he's a utility for the years to come. George Kelly, the number 2, has had some really good involvements across the ground. Archer Davey in the 12, haven't really got to call his number, but defensively he's been there across the park quite a little bit. Do you want to handle the Salves, or you want me to keep rolling?
I was going to say with the Souths, Benny Mansell, obviously 2 goals, but he's just eager to get it on his foot. He's a killer. He really wants to get it on his boot and have a crack. I like that. Wet conditions, you're not going to get much opportunity. Fulton, goal to himself as well from the Manning Rippers. He's looking really good. And then another couple others. Fawcett, Horan, Spratt, all been dangerous, but nobody really breaking this game open besides James Ford. He's looking the most lethal. Should be noted too, 12 clubs represented from this north side, and there's 3 more clubs represented on the south side. They've got 15 different clubs within their mix. So we called it earlier, cohesion, I guess the North's strength, but really it's the Souths who are working over the top of them with a simple game plan.
Simple game plan into the halftime break. We'll see what develops throughout in this second half. South's 27, North 19. Second half break your way now. We'll be back with the third after this.
The club wants to be known as a successful club. You know, and you hear different things, you know, Whitford's has never been a really successful A-grade club, and we made it one A-grade grand final and lost. Don't know, we'd love to win an A-grade premiership. But I think to be successful in the Perth Footy League, you need to be a club that provides that opportunity for everybody.
Here we go. This is our heritage jumper for this year. So the celebration is to commemorate our 50th year, and this was a style of jumper that we had in the first few years, except it's not wool. The Whitford Football Club was formed in the Whitford estate, and their logo was a seagull. So the original logo was just a flying seagull. Then someone thought the seagull's no good, we'll make it a fighting gull. And then after a while they went, oh, Whitford Gulls sounds terrible. Someone designed a warrior and we became the Whitford Warriors, which has been our logo for about the last 45 years. This is our jersey that remodels the original one we had 50 years ago.
First football memory ever was probably as about 9-year-old playing in the under-14s in country southwest WA. Born on a dairy farm in Manjimup, grew up there, went to school there, played my first football there, and then I came to Perth. Padbury and Craigie and the whole Hillaries area was pretty new back in the late 70s. My understanding is that the club started by a group of men who lived in the same suburb, and I think a lot of them lived in the same street and were playing for different footy clubs at the time and had moved out into Padbury. And these men got together in someone's kitchen and said, why don't we start our own footy club? The club applied to the league in 1975 to be admitted to the league in 1976. I joined in 1981. I was Whitford's player registered number 142. I was really happy because I was really made to feel welcome. I actually played my first game and I hadn't actually had a training session. My wife's also from the country, so we only had a few people that we knew in Perth. So we were both pretty young, and we found it really easy to fit into this club. They were a really good family club. I think because the people in the club were so accommodating and have always been that way, that's the reason why we've stayed so long.
Being around the junior club, you've seen the senior club down here kicking the footy on a Saturday while the kids were at AWST.
So do we get born or fought hard?
My son played his first game up with Whitfords when he was 16. When we first started at the football club, it seemed pretty overwhelming and quite big. There's 6 teams currently at the moment, and it's room to grow as well. To have so many generations still at a club, for example, the Wen family, it shows exactly what this club represents and what this club holds.
Now you guys are down here, and it was really good. I didn't realise that we were the first, third generation and that, and we thought other people come through, and all of a sudden, when they told us.
They had like the little timeline on the like wall over there. I didn't even realise that for a long time.
Well, I started in the second year of the club, so we
What
went
year
down.
was that?
That was in the second year, 76.
I was trying to think today what age you were when you first started playing, and I was like 69 born. I was like, I'd have to be like mid-80s.
Yeah.
I was trying to work out how many games you played and how many years, and I was like, it's actually quite a short amount of time to play that many games.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Hey, I was even thinking about I was just thinking about how much time I spent down here as a kid, and then versus how much time like Cody spent down here already, like as a kid. And I was like, he's not going to know anything different, which I didn't either.
No.
Yeah, also with Cody and bloody Darcy, just keep going.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
It'll be fourth. Yeah, it could be
After they're done playing AFL, obviously.
First premiership was the reserves in 1985. They were the first team ever in the history of the amateurs to finish 5th in the top 5 and then win premiership from 5th place. The first league premiership was the year after 1986. I think there's been about 14 or 15, there's probably a few more premierships since then. You look at success and you go, yeah, we've won a few premierships, yeah, we've been runners-up a number of times, yeah, we've had teams in finals a lot. I think, when you look at some of the amateur clubs, milestone moments for them is having a women's team. I have a daughter who 20 years ago, she would have loved to have played football, but it just wasn't available for girls at that time.
My first football memory would be taking my child to AWST and seeing him run out on the field so excited, but also envious because I wish we had the opportunity that he had as a youngster. I started playing footy 5 years ago. The club had put out a call out for women's players to start at the club. Marcus Thompson, who's our secretary at the senior club, and Kevin Burns, who's our current president, set up an excellent program for the women's side. I thought I might as well start now, otherwise, I'm getting to a certain age where I probably wouldn't be able to play.
Having the women come in definitely was a milestone moment for the club, and I think that changes your whole football club and turns into that community club.
Being able to play women's football has provided me with a sense of belonging. The club feels like being part of a family. It has been so supportive over the years to allow women to play sport and to create that opportunity for me, and I'm very, very grateful. It represents everything that our community needs and wants. It provides the opportunity for multiple people to come down and play and enjoy the love of football.
I think one of the legacies is that the club wants to be here to be celebrating its 100th anniversary. Most of us won't be here, but some of the great-grandchildren of some of the players may be there in 50 years' time, sitting here talking about what the last 50 years was like. The club wants to be known as a successful club. You know, and you hear different things, you know, Whitford's has never been a really successful A-grade club and we made it one A-grade grand final and lost. Don't know, we'd love to win an A-grade premiership. But I think to be successful in the Perth Footy League, you need to be a club that provides that opportunity for everybody.
Here we go. This is our heritage jumper for this year. So the celebration is to commemorate our 50th year, and this was a style of jumper that we had in the first few years, except it's not wool. The Whitford Football Club was formed in the Whitford estate, and their logo was a seagull. So the original logo was just a flying seagull. Then someone thought the seagull's no good, we'll make it a fighting gull. And then after a while they went, oh, Whitford Gulls sounds terrible. Someone designed a warrior and we became the Whitford Warriors, which has been our logo for about the last 45 years. This is our jersey that remodels the original one we had 50 years ago.
First football memory ever was probably as about 9-year-old playing in the under-14s in country southwest WA. Born on a dairy farm in Manjimup, grew up there, went to school there, played my first football there, and then I came to Perth. Padbury and Craigie and the whole Hillary's area was pretty new back in the late 70s. My understanding is that the club started by a group of men who lived in the same suburb, and I think a lot of them lived in the same street and were playing for different footy clubs at the time and had moved out into Padbury. And these men got together in someone's kitchen and said, why don't we start our own footy club? The club applied to the league in 1975 to be admitted to the league in 1976. I joined in 1981. I was Whitford's player registered number 142. I was really happy because I was really made to feel welcome. I actually played my first game and I hadn't actually had a training session. My wife's also from the country, so we only had a few people that we knew in Perth. So we were both pretty young and we found it really easy to fit into this club. They were a really good family club. I think because the people in the club were so accommodating and have always been that way, that's the reason why we've stayed so long.
Being around the junior club, you've seen the senior club down here kicking the footy on a Saturday while the kids were at Auskick.
So then we get born a full hat.
My son played his first game up with Whitfords when he was 16. When we first started at the football club,
Welcome back, one and all. North versus South Colts clash down here at UWA Sports Park. First half done and dusted. Everyone just coming back out for the second. We've nearly got blown away onto the baseball fields during the break, but it should be all right now. 1927, North versus South. South, they really just haven't taken advantage of being in front in this game. North are just creeping in every statistical category as the game gets longer and longer. Nick and Bruno, PFL 2026, joining you back live for this second half, Bruno.
Yeah, exciting times here. Bit of wind, bit of residue falling from the clouds, so that pill is going to stay nice and slippery as the two ruckmen get ready to tangle in the sky. Gloomy down here at McGilvray. It'll be the big fella, Matt May, going up against Sam Curtis in the ruck. Curtis in the red, May in the blue. Curtis with the tap down out the front door. The south side converging numbers around the football. They find the exit once again out the back door. First time they've done that in a while. Really balanced on his feet as Reece Mercer. Not his greatest kick though, and it's turned over, marked by Antilove, who sends it back the other way. Bullet pass over the top, and all of a sudden a bit of wind starts to kick into gear. This is really going to favour this north side. Attacking to the left-hand side of the screen. The Souths fumbling the football, and it's been turned over, and it's our man James Ford. He's had a cracking start to this game, I tell you what. He has launched a missile. James Ford from outside 50 on fire.
This kid might not be anything yet, but there's a chance he could be, Bruno. Patrolling at the half-forward lines and just has a sense of what to do next. That's evident. Keeps finding himself in dangerous areas with dangerous entries or shots on goal. 2 for the game already. Perfect start for the North to get back in touching distance.
Yeah, really nice left foot there. Geez, that wind just took hold of that ball up in midair. He put it high enough for the wind to actually catch it. The kick before, it was too low from the North, so they were trying to get it out the back. Skimmed through a blue jumper's hands, which brought it to ground. Interesting stuff here. North finally getting some scoreboard pressure.
Back up again in the middle, Curtis wins it. North are going to get another clearance. Send it inside 50. Pack'll loom. Pickett just kind of slipped before he could come at the footy. Nicely intercept mark taken. And they'll send this runner out to broadcast wing. First one there, Sterling for the South. Couldn't quite hold on to it. Ford sends it back inside. This one's for Day. I'm going to even go with, just not to confuse him with our man Ford. Another intercept mark taken in the defensive 50. 2 in a row there for the South.
Miskewitz, the vice skipper. Really impressive day in the 22.
Sends it down the line. Horden. First one up. South can't hold on. North. Good pin of the ears. Joffley just wanted to take it all on himself, then stuffs it up at the last moment. Still live inside here for the North. Millington gets smashed. Pickett goes back inside just off 2 hands. South are surviving, but for how long? Strong mark taken over the top, and they'll release to the outer side.
So this one's a risky ball through the middle. Nice mark from the big fella. Believe that's May. Back on the inside, they thread the needle through Masala. Maybe being a little bit too delicate here. Mansell and hitting the seam. Back again, Masella to the top of the arc. Really nice ball movement there from this south side in the double ones. Corey Atchison. He's from the Thornley Club, so long way from home along the freeway. Tell you what, he's lighting it up north of the river here at McGilvray. Bit of wind here, Nick. We didn't have this in the first half.
No, and he had this same shot in the first quarter and sprayed it right.
It's a good call from Newt. He's got to hit it straight up the seam of the ball. Tell you what, against the grain, a really pure strike there from the number 11, Corey Aitchison.
Good fight back, good survival skills there. Once again, it was the North just applying pressure through clearance and repeated entries. They just got a little bit nervous once they were trying to release a shot inside 50, and really nice play by Sal's all the way down the ground. Really like the entry kick as well by Masella. Just pinned his ears for a second, got the head tucked in between his own shoulders, straightened the lines, and then found a nice entry kick that ends up into a goal.
Just a quick stat for you before we get back underway, Nick. It is the North side. They're intercepting every ball and almost going the distance every time.
Still didn't intercept that one that ended inside a goal, though. Gets the margin back out to a little over a goal. Good leap by the Rucks again. Curtis wins out, but South will get a clearance. Sets up 55 out from home. Anselov had to come in for the North and just heave it as long as he could. 2v2 out here, 55 away. Great work, Machard. Had a good first quarter, and now he's warming back into things once again. Lasso out of side. This one's going to be a nice little entry.
Sheldon Pickett on that occasion. He's led really well at the football, but the delivery just hasn't been to his advantage. Not to any fault of his. Muskiewicz, the skipper for this south side once again. Doing the honours. Trying to exit defensive 50. Flying up May. No one's able to bring it down. Oh, around the neck. That's a clothes hanger for the ages. Choked him around the collar. Bryce Sterling in possession. Wants to tuck it back onto the inside. Not marked. So pouncing on the football and sandwiched between two. Jay Ford. The looping ball over the top. Definitely not onto Ford. The two Ford boys trying to link up. Nice tackle in the middle of the field. Textbook. That's going to be holding the ball. Well done from the 15, Bryce Sterling. The man from Curtin Uni. Just working over the mark there, but he's been impressive as well. Tell you what, no one's able to take it cleanly. Randall sends it to the wing. This one's going to go out. Lassoud, so just nervous coming out of the half, both these sides, Nick.
Yeah, I think this is just, the kids have had 5 minutes to blow the lungs back out and just haven't really settled back into the rhythm. Hot footy, centre of the ground. Great tackle in behind by Fulton. No prior opportunity. In fact, not Fulton. Power. Handy name if you can make a career out of yourself. Body work by Max, south side. Wins it nicely here. Spark goes inside 50 for the Southerners. Not quite able to take the mark. North are under a lot of pressure. Looping handball over the top. They're going to need to be aggressive if they're going to stay in field. South will turn it over. Handball over the top to Sterling. They're working into the pocket for Fulton. Not quite going to get there in time. Boundary throw.
Well, that time, they didn't want to throw it on the boot to the top of the goal square. They wanted to be delicate. I think that's where you've got to go the chaos ball over the top. Half it. You take a 50-50 chance at the moment in this sort of weather. It's getting a little bit windy around the back door. Sky high ball out on the full there by the 21. That'll be our Scully. So only the one goal for him so far. His teammate Ben Mansell currently sitting on a hat trick. A really big first half from them. This ball counted to the far wing. Almost taking the mark overhead there was Randall, but unable to bring it down. It's going to be a free kick. And will be in the hands of this north side. So let's see how they move the ball. Probably being too delicate by their own omission. Once again intercepted. Nice hands around the corner there. That was Spratt. Intercepted once again, though, by this north side. Nick, they might want to go long here.
Might want to. It was a good intercept mark again by Barrett. We've got plenty more lights getting turned over down here at UWA.
Strange times with those lights on that far field. They got turned off halfway through the second. Now they're back on
as well. Someone's been on the phone with the local council. Sousa got stuff across the face, and they will take the option. Ascoli, 55 out, straight in front of the goals, looks for an option. Forward right pocket, 2v1 if it spills out the back, and it does. Atkinson from the pocket just centres it. Big pack forms. Oh. Almost a massive mark taken. Kick gets released out the side across the face. I think it was almost that big 25 in Matty Max. Must take a real screamer in the square down here for the south side. And there's a bit of biff as well. A little bit of jersey tugging. Spratt just wants to get involved. North will switch it across over the congestion. Just managing to keep it in the field of play and force North under a little bit of extra pressure is Masawa. Get it in the pocket, straights the shoulders, kicked it pretty nicely. Shouldn't have been allowed to score from there and does.
It's a point.
Oh, it looked pretty good though.
Everyone thought it was a goal except the goal umpire. And we can hear the SEN boys next to us just carrying on. Pretty annoying if you ask me. Just getting all their players and numbers muddled up, so stay tuned with us on the live broadcast. This kick is an absolute bomb, and James Ford's ended up with the ball. He's a long way from that forward line. Ford on Ford through the middle. This north side turning to fire on. Over the top now towards the arc. Trying to take it cleanly, unable to, was Bennett. And now this south side connects it once again through this commentary side wing. Randall, he's got a bit of space. A paddock in front of him, floats it back on the indoor corridor. Silly choice. And now the North, once again, numbers through the middle. Can they hold? They can. Around the corner now, Franchina to the far boundary. They've got to send this one long now and take advantage of this wing. They've got the spare free. This is Lynch. He can send it inside 50. It's a long bomb, I tell you what. Only to the top of the square. Back for a throw-in. That wind is going to become quite the advantage. Have a feeling this south side in that fourth quarter, Nick, they'll be licking their lips.
Yeah, and they've been the ones that have taken advantage of the moments for the most part in this game. 25-35, 10-point margin. And now this does become a game of North need to get 2 goals pretty quickly before we head to the three-quarter time break. Pickett fills in the ruck. Took it himself, tried to spin for space, had to hand pass it once he was getting tackled. Lays on a massive shoulder in the back as well. Not done with, not over. North released the shot. And just going off the side of the boot, Marcel Machard.
Oh, no.
He's been a better user than shooter so far this evening, that's for sure.
Oh, I tell you what, his teammates at the Mozzie Park Mosquitoes aren't going to let him hear about the end of that. Machard. Once again, a lot of time and space. Those kicks around the corner, Nick, they're slipping off the bootlaces. Sound like a broken record here. Yeah, just got to straighten up, take the drop punt.
They've got more time. None of these kicks are really coming under immense pressure.
Now, you need the grip on your boot to be able to make the ball swing back. Just not there. Intercepted now by George Kelly. Really good start to this game. And he's really standing strong at the moment. He's got numbers downfield. Pickett in the goal square if he wants to use them. He's going to have a crack. Pickett's going to launch out. Oh, my goodness. He hung in the air for the ages. Couldn't bring it down. And now it's going to float across the other side. On the rebound now. On the counter-attack.
Big fist.
The south side. Fumble the ball. Now they're going to loop it over the top. They've got numbers. Can they be clean? Back inside. The north tracking them down. Everybody fumbling the ball once again on this halfway mark. Trying to rip away, and ripped in was this north side. So play on through the middle. Big crunch, Ansell, and a bit of self-sabotage between the two north boys. One of them's out, but in the meantime, it's this south side who kicked the goal with the long-range bomb over the top. But back in the middle, Nick, I have a feeling you might have been watching that.
Yeah, there was a lot of courage from everyone through that whole passage of play, and not just where the impact finally occurred. North were not letting that ball come out the front side on the far wing. They tried and tried, then they get caught holding the ball. And that's when that inboard kick came. It was two one-on-ones coming from opposite directions, and it just ended in a north-on-north friendly fire. I'm not sure who the final player on the ground ended up being, but yeah, there was immediate concern for everybody on the ground.
Yeah, we're not too sure, like as Nick just said, who this is, but we will update you when we know. He's getting to his feet now.
Maybe Millington? No, it's not Millington.
Can't really tell whether it was in the ribs or in the head, to be honest. I'm hoping it was in the ribs. I know it probably hurts more, but a head collision's not what you want at such a young age, Nick. I just hope he's all right. He's having a chat to the docs, potentially doing a small concussion test. Good to see he's not out, at least.
Yeah, but there was a concern earlier, I mean, and one for the kids at home, if the vision was watching the player on the ground, and yeah, it turns out it is Kai Millington in the end, who's back to his feet and will go off under his own admission, which is very good to see. But one, if the camera was on it, when the player was down, yes, the assistance came, but the young Colter immediately got him off his back and rolling him into recovery position. And just one for the kids at home, we just want them flat on their back. He is breathing. We know that a player would be breathing in that instance, and the neck is the focal point now.
Yeah.
We don't want to move the player until we're sure that the neck is not an issue. So if you saw that and were wondering if that's the recovery roll anymore, no, we don't want the recovery roll.
No, that's a really good point there, actually, Nick. That goal is going to stand. Really distracting passage of play there. We had a man knocked out in the background as this south side strolled in and kicked it over the top of all the defenders into an open goal square. Not even sure who scored it. Great call by you there, Nick. If someone has a suspected head knock or spinal injury, do not put them into the recovery position. Just maintain the integrity of the neck and head.
Back in the middle. Going to be a hard ball get for Carberry. Just goes backwards by hands, and they almost worked it out to Franchina, who's just immediately taken on by plenty of Southians. Might still be able to spill this one out front side to Dorovic. Couldn't get clean hands to it either. So it's the South that just keep mounting pressure and keep ending up with the score results. Power out on the wing goes past it. Chopping back on the inside, Davey. It's a real floater. Makes it a hard task to mark. South have got numbers through May. Sends it towards the arc. Good courage underneath Carberry to get the hands up, slow things down, force it, tried to go with a cute handball between. Got another one down in Carberry as well, just copped one on the way on the out. Tied up on the outside, holding the ball, the free kick. Should be coming straight inside 50, but there's still concern for Aidan Carberry.
Carberry wants to send it inside 50 off the outside of the boot, definitely unintended. Another slipper from this south side, but they worked it forward just inside the arc. So this is a part of the field you do want to be if you're wearing a blue jumper. They've set up behind the ball with 2 spares. It's going to be tough for the red side to get out of this red zone. Carberry around the corner once again. It was Fawcett, sorry. Trying to soccer the football this north side. They're left out of answers here. Souths are all over them like a rush. They're hard to get rid of. Mercer has a bit of time and space. Wheels around on the right. Ran out of options, but they find another way again. Their use of backwards hand passes working nicely, but the north side just rampaging through the centre clearance. Nice take there, holding his feet nicely, Raustrand, but eventually turned over by Pickett.
Take him on.
He's on the arc. He could have a crack here. He's got a bit of wind behind him. This is the one long-range shot I actually want to see a player take. A very slim chance he dishes this one off, Nick.
Yeah, he's not going to. From the moment he marked it, he had 2 options, turn and go himself or go back and kick it himself, and he took the latter. I don't think Pickett had a handoff in any sort of mind.
So he's had 4 games this year with 3 goals or over. He's kicked 6 goals twice this year. He can't get on the scoreboard today for his first. You could just see that wind take it to the left-hand side of the field.
He's twinged one of the tendons in the back of the knee, taking the mark, and you can see him limping around a bit now as well. Won't bother him too much. He'll play through, but needed just to hang that one out to the right and let the wind do the work. South, in the meantime, try to come out to the wing. Good to see that Carberry is nice and sound back to his feet, taking a strong intercept mark. Now just needs to find the option inside 50. Didn't like what he had in front of him. Just lies it out for Ross. Finds a little one across the face again.
They need a goal here. Time's running out.
Hand pass on the outside. Can we release a long one? Ross sends it to the square. Pickett was about to fly in from the side once again. South will just send this one to the outer wing. Holds up in the wing. Big foot race on. Barrett tries to get there in time for North, and they will get the turnover. Setting out 70 from home. Now they make it 90. They've kicked it backwards. Now they get it back towards the arc. Franchina inside 50. They're all lining up underneath it. Spills out the backside, and South should have the hands if they can get onto it in time. Mercer decides to go for skinny pocket. Dangerous little spot to switch back across into. A little low, and I think South will want to round the breakout here.
He's been good today, Mercer. The little speedster really gets them out of trouble when they need it. Creates a bit of space. That mark not brought down by the south side. Matty May, but Pickett extracts the football onto his left boot. I tell you what, he's got onto it all right.
Loves it.
He has got onto it.
Oh, there goes the tendon. He's just redone the knee on the runaway.
Oh, no, Sheldon Pickett. I tell you what, he's been threatening all game. And that, he has launched a V2 missile. I mean, that thing traversed across millions of grass blades to get home. No wonder he's done his knee tendon on the left foot, Nick.
Yeah, it's a huge kick from a big moment player. You don't mind seeing that at this amateur level. Won't be an amateur too much longer. Pickett has had a big roost of the footy, and he's had to put himself onto the medical bed, I reckon. Big watch to see if he comes back in the 4th quarter. North needed that, though.
God, I don't know if that's what you want if you're the coach. I mean, he's on fire, Sheldon. But tell you what, you don't want to see him going down. He's been threatening all game. Question is now, Crook will become the key forward. Can he hold up under the pressure, Nick? Already 1 goal.
Maybe just play that lower level ball and go for your small forwards off rebounds instead. Horden for the South, shouldn't clear. Inside 50, time to go again here, the North. They give it open to space. Little race on, might be Ford trying to get onto it. Tackled in from behind. It's Antilov, in fact, and then gets back to his feet. They're still trying to tussle each other. Davey, Ford, working with each other. Not quite there. Rossetti for South had the calm handball. And now the exiting clear kick. Falls into the lad of Bandy Kappa. Play on the call. Goes back inside from Goldrich. Muscle on from either side. North are hunting. The wind keeps picking up. Check side.
Oh, no!
Jez Doody almost had a real Rudy. Not to be, another minor score.
Oh, Nick, that was scintillating. Only seconds left. That was the chance for the North side. They've let it slip. Oh, my goodness. He used the outside of his foot so well. Didn't bend enough. The Souths now, they just need to hold this field position. Seconds left in this game. Off the foot there of the 14. Sam Curtis does well to surge it forward towards the arc. The boys in red, they've left a chance slipping. There's your siren. We're going to head into three-quarter time with a 12-point lead. Sorry, it's only an 8-point lead to this South side. So the South's currently in front, 6 goals, 5-41 to the North's 4 goals, 9-33. That was an epic third term. They call it the Premiership quarter, Nick, but this one's not over.
Yeah, for a moment there, the Souths had the quarter for a long time. They got the important goal. They got the important work through the middle of the ground. The only thing they missed out on was stopping the late goal that just keeps North in this game. They've been better for most parts, but certainly that quarter goes to the South. But will they hold on in this final term? We're going to find out real soon.
So is stem cells the option for Sheldon Pickett with his left knee, because it's just blown out. It was the comeback goal, and it's gone. You are watching the second clash between the North and South side Colts teams of the River, who will rule the compass in this fourth quarter. EGT Colts Clash PFL. We'll be right back after the break.
My name is Daniel Bowman. I'm a cladding supplier. The company name is Architectural Cladding Supplies. We manufacture, produce basically any cladding sort of available that can be rolled out of a soft feed colour bond material. We target roofers, cladders, builders, really anyone that wants to sort of get involved with this type of cladding. We try to be a bit of a one-stop type roofing shop. We have all of them and some that the others don't have. We educate people how it's done and we sort of get it out there and make it happen.
G'day everyone, I'm the Suburban Footballer and I'm here to tell you to download the Local Footy Hub app. Inside this one-stop app, you will find live scores, fixtures, ladders, leading goal kickers and best players, game replays and highlights, latest news, player and coach interviews, shows, podcasts, and full team and player statistics. Actually, can I stop you just there for a sec? It says for all your team and individual stats. Like, just for argument's sake, if someone at my work got on the app, could they see how many possessions I'd had the week before? Oh, they can. Oh, I reckon, like, do you really need that? Footy's a team sport. Who cares about individual statistics? I reckon the rest of the app is great, can't fault it. But just get rid of that individual statistics bit. I mean, who cares? Download the Local Footy Hub app. Everything you need, all in one app, including individual stats.
That's what could have happened if she moved out easily with Budget's online pre-check, convenient pickup locations and handy range of vehicles.
Maybe I'll just move out next year.
Budget, get to the good stuff.
Are you looking to promote your business? This could be a great way to reach the local footy community. How do we get your name out there? We can provide banner and native advertising in our news feeds and socials, reaching thousands of people every week. We can run video ads before every game replay that gets watched by thousands of people each week. We can run promotional videos like this one about your business during quarter time breaks for all of our live stream games. Contact us now to find out how you can book a trial.
That's what could have happened if she moved out easily by removing the hassle with Budget's convenient locations. Budget. Get to the good stuff.
Take the next step in shaping the future of your club by bringing your reserves and under-19s teams into the spotlight.
It's coming hard. Careful, he's played it. And he's laid back. Tyquin, and there's a premiership going to the Borough.
Review, analyse and improve after every match, just like the top teams. Gameface can help you elevate your game. Contact us today to find out more.
Shake it, time and ring and go and get yourself a whistle and blow. I just wanna holler when my soul feels free. Now blow. Now Listen to the people in the breeze overseas. Now blow.
On the far boundary through Darrington. Sends it long, hits double ones. Atchison, single goal scorer. They just play a bit of tic-tac. And the footsie works out. Zach Spark finds an option along the boundary. As Nick would say, they're going to slow roll this one along the boundary line. Waiting for it underneath. Unable to bring it down for a certified mark. This south side still maintain possession. They sink up along the boundary. Spark. The number 10 sends it high, sends it long. Does it hold its line? A point. Scary times now for this north side who are trying to scratch back a now 10-point margin.
Early parts, fourth quarter, do they take an aggressive option off the kick in or just stay down the line where they've been most of the night? They will come broadcast side. 4v4 on the wing. Instead, they turn it back on the inside. That's good. Got the defence working. And then just had the lazy one coming across. They can take a short little chip off as well for Ross. Now all the tall timbers right in the centre of the ground. Pinning it to the wing will be interesting. Try to keep it low. Really nice lead across the face. McGoldrick looks in front. Has just a little hand pass to the outer side. They're working their way up the ground nicely here north. Show and go from Forday. Ran out of time and just had to hurry the handball over the top. Taken away by South and Masella. Just tried to get onto it too cutely. Didn't get onto it. North to go inside 50. Clash of the hands. A fizzling out sort of play. And across the back, Darrington turned over. Shot towards goal outside of the boot. Ping pong, ping pong. Couldn't get a clean call on either side there, Bruno. And eventually a shot, but nothing of it.
Well, that's the thing with this wind. It's blowing towards us, but also downfield towards the left-hand side of the screen. This south side, they've got the best opportunity now to extend their leads back down to 9 points. They're going to switch it across the face of goal. Not recommended with such a small margin. They find their kick, though. Band Kappa, the skipper, sends it wide to the boundary. That's going to be a lasso. Interesting times now. The north side have got the football. Early times here in the fourth. They're going to send it long. They sit it up. It's going to give them a chance, but there's no real intended target. So the little number 4 in Bryce Barrett has to bring it to ground.
Good hands.
Around the corner, jamming it onto that right foot. The North are back, and it's off the boot of the number 20, Charlie Brunton. Scarborough bred, Scarborough born. They're back in the game, Nick.
A really nice handball by Machard off the deck, though. Number 6 for the Norths had a pretty good game so far. Bit of action in the centre, bit of action up inside 50. He was actually the one that went up for that original mark that led to this goal, and then just stayed on with the play. And, yeah, quick pick-up, release to the outside by hands. And, well, really easy work in the end by Brunton. Just caught the belly of the ball. Through we go.
That's the one. They had to be quick. They had to score really fast. Now they're back within a sniff. And I tell you what, we've got a 3-point ball game here, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to start to get hot in the kitchen. Some huge hits. We've had a potential concussion already. Sheldon Pickett, still yet to see him return. Put a line through him at this stage. Back in the middle, Nick.
Todovich did get the tap for North. Ends up with Masella. Everybody not going to get a clearance in this one. Umpire has to get back involved. No one really flooding any areas of the ground yet, so both teams happy to go 6v6 across the ground. Little hack-ons over the top. Does fall to the favour of the Southern boys, but first one arriving 4-8. Just tries to hand-pass to himself down the line. Did too much. Now turned over and shot back towards 50 by Ascoli. They release a big one out to the left the whole time. Spratt out of bounds on the full, no score.
That wind and rain still holding up. We do know we're sitting right in between two clouds. So hopefully this game still stays as dry as it has been. A little bit of drizzle early on. Residue on this football. I mean, some of the handling skills haven't been up to the task. That one likewise. Spratt punches through the seam. Can he convert from in front? Once again across the face. And that ball hurricaning off to the left side of the goals there.
Could have
really got to start it out right, almost at that right-hand point post, Nick.
Could have also just hand-passed over the top to Fulton. Easy little walk-in was brewing, but hungry little teenagers. They want to get a big hungry feed out of themselves. Get a clip for mum.
They want the moment. It's
they
good
want
to
the
see.
moment. But there are bragging rights on the line.
Oh, who could blame them? Especially after last year. I remember we were all huddled under that Gosnells Pavilion. This year, semi-decent weather's brought a really big crowd down here to McGillivray Oval. The Neil Donaldson Pavilion packed, and this south side trying to punch through this centre clearance. Nice hands, though. That was Franchina from the north side. Looping ball over the top, intercepted by Matt May. Centres the ball. Nice contest there. Coming in the side, Power spoils the possession. The north side have got an outlet, and it's James Ford. He's got some pace and some toe. Turns it back onto the inside. Drives it long to the top of the arc. Searching for the target. Is it Brunton? Might be one of his counterparts here. Believe it's the 15, Benny Crook. He had a first half goal. Into the breeze here, Nick. I'm not liking this one. He's got to set it up.
Has to kick into it, all the way into it.
He was playing us for fools. And he set up his teammate. Smart work from Benny Crook. And I believe he set up, is that number 11? Double ones. Aidan Carberry.
10 in fact, J48.
J48. So,
still
can
a hard
he kick this one to give them the lead for the first time in the game? J48, Northern Suburbs boy. He calls Wanneroo home. And currently, he's calling McGillivray home because they're taking it.
Beautiful lead change here down at UWA Sports Park. The Northern Suburbs boys, they've been close all night. Never in front, now up. Really unselfless work there by Benny Crook to lay up 4-8. And he took the onus upon himself. Did just jab through the ball, but had no real concerns about it. Lightning finish coming up here, about 12 minutes to go.
One glaring omission for this north side. They are losing the centre bounce clearances 10-3. That is their problem. That is the, I guess, issue that they really have to focus on and find a solution here, because what will happen is this south side, they're going to start getting kick-started right here, Nick.
Yeah, they got Aidan Carberry setting up in the headgear, backside of the stoppage, just trying to be that little Brayshaw roll, not letting anyone from south spit out the front side, and he does that. Plays both men, gets both. and forces another ball up, and he might have done a little ankle here. Good game, Aidan Canberry so far. This time just snatched out of the ruck by McDonald. Doesn't escape the area at all. Third time the charm. Clock ticking down for both sides. North's tap. No clearance still. We're going to see a fifth here, Bruno, or are we getting out on the fourth?
This will be interesting. I reckon they've just got to go the one-handed, get it the heck out of there, any direction. The South, so finding an exit, shut down by Ford. Wonderful closing speed from the 13 from this North Red side. Mercer sends it long. Top of the arc ball looking for Mansell. Couldn't take it. Again, this scrambling defence from this North team, something to behold. William Lynch. Tell you what, Ollie Pike doesn't get many contested possessions. One of our fellow commentators on the radio today. We've got a really good view here for the ladies and gentlemen at home watching with us. Force it with the ball. He's got a bit of speed, centres it and sets it up. Can they take the mark? Mansell drops it. And they run around the back door, closed down once again by this North side. They're looking to pounce up and under. Ford underneath it. Wonderful hands over the top, was searching for a voice. He gave them the no-looker. A burning ball to the top of the 50 on the scramble. South's read at the best. Now with them with the opportunity. Oh, closed down though. Wonderful smother from the red side. They've got the numbers too. He's got to weigh up his options. Open goal square. It's going to skid. It's going to roll. And is this North side going to roll home with the win? 10 minutes remaining.
Todorovic from the boundary, 60 out. Don't mind every single piece of that youngster. Just tried to do the team thing and get it towards the square. Had numbers swelling towards the footy. And just a little roll. The man from Mozzie Park, Cameron Todorovic, sends this one into a real interesting territory. Taking the lead by more than a goal now, North in a prime position with 9 to go.
My goodness, Nick, we did not expect this. We did talk earlier about the cohesion this North side has. We do know that they have got 3 teams represented in this game with at least 3 players. So they've got a lot of guys who have played a lot of footy together, and they're syncing up really nicely at the moment. This South side struggling with answers, Nick.
They'll come good in the end. Just need to get that 1 goal in the next couple of minutes with the wind, and they'll feel like they're in this. Clearance, victory, and Spark gets it inside 50 for the Souths. Just good body work, having a great last quarter. Lynch, the 21 for the Norths, gets his opponent into a vulnerable position, forces things to a contest, and gets this one into a ball up deep inside 50. The Ruckmen are just still making their way from the centre of the ground. Set to get involved now. South try, just kick it out through the middle. No one running through with any sort of urgency.
Just quickly, Nick, off screen here in the goal square, we've got a 1-on-1. Now comes the sweeper for this North side, sitting half a kick behind the contest.
Almost needs to be deeper in no man's land. Too far to take a tackle, too far to get a kick. Snap from the boundary, might be really good for the South boys. All the way from the pocket. Shallow as you get down here at UWA Sports Park. They were going to need something in the next couple of minutes, the Southians. And off a ball up, just working corner side. Still don't have a number for you because he's taken off through the crowd. South are right back in this. They peg this one back.
It could be Blake Raschetti, but I tell you what, the South Wegians, they're getting around it at the moment on that far boundary line. Once again, the wind really kick-starting a flame here. The question now is how the North's going to play defensive at these centre clearances. Said it before, I'll say it again. They've only had 3 centre bounce clearances to their name. This South side have now got 12. So this is the glaring omission. They've got to start finding solutions. Playing the sweeper rolls, the double 11 in the red. Carberry, he's going to have to hang tight there. They're trying to find an exit out the front door. Assertive from this North side. Backs up against the wall. In the inaugural game last year, they lost by 10 points to this blue South side. Question is, who will win? Still 7 minutes left to play. High ball. Nobody's going to take ownership of it. Out the back door, though, running onto it. Aitchison. Nice work from Carberry. He's closed down, though. Found the exit around the back door. Do they want to go slow? This game's not over. They play defensive. They're not going to last long here, the Norths.
Hesitating. Out on the far wing, North. They do manage to think their way through it and find a mark. True centre wing. Now they let play develop out in front. Try lock this one down for as long as they can. Go out towards a lot of fans on bench side of the ground. Comes off a lot of hands. South aren't really in control of the football, but they don't want the stoppage either. They want to find a release. North somehow get a shoveling ball towards the arcs. A couple players go to ground. Rachetti, maybe another one for South. Just get pushed off the ball. Be a free kick South, high tackle. Just hard with a bit of the glare far side of the ground to pick up who's even in control here now.
So this will be interesting. The pressure's on for South. They've been ahead the whole game. Question is, how do they deal with this pressure? And they want to spread this ground. They've got to take this game on. The Norths are going to squeeze them.
Huge kick.
Interesting ball onto the inside. Hitting the seam nicely. This South side's starting to sync up, but that kick definitely not in sync with the game plan. Benny Crook having a really nice game hit. He set up one and scored one earlier. This to set up the second. Forward! On the chest, in the breadbasket, James Ford. He's a bit weathered. He might have copped a hit on the way down here, Nick.
Yeah, just trying to see what it is as well. Maybe cramp, ankle, something in the lower region, maybe even a hip.
This will be interesting. This will be for his hat trick. And it is a good point. Time's ticking down, so we're into the red zone now, Nick. Under 5 minutes to go. It's a live clock.
Someone's
it doesn't
got to
wait for injury time.
Someone's got to get ready for the hand pass here. Don't let him kick if he doesn't want to.
James Ford for his hat trick.
And he's got Jay Ford on the hand pass if needed.
The 2 Ford.
There it is, Jay Ford.
He's going to use it on the left foot across the face. He's bellied it underneath. Can someone take a mark? Carberry around the body. To the near side, Nick.
Just have to set up, lockdown play. 4 minutes to go. You've only got a 3-point margin.
Here we
go. You just have to get a contest. Driving ball, centre of the ground. Southern try to get it into Horton's hands. Spilled it down, but still maintains possession. Backwards hand pass. Real good outside work by Bandy Kappa. They launch it forward towards the arc. South inside 50. Allow it to bounce with body work. They come streaming past the ball, but no one connects. Then stripped. Someone's got to straighten towards goal. Spark gets it out to the right-hand side. Not to be just yet. Flip the script now, Bruno. South's have got to lock it in and get a repeat.
I'd almost rather be the South side here than the North. Norths have been behind the whole game. They finally get in front. So it's a weird place for them to be. The Souths, they're going to go all out, but this North side in the red are going to try skin them on the outside. This ball's going to float out of bounds. Beats everybody. Stretching the legs there. The number 19, Jetta Rogers from North Beach. Not fast enough to catch the ball. Back on the inside now. Neat ball from Sterling. They're going to take off here. Mercer across the face of goal. I like that. Taking the mark, Harry Randall from Hammond Park. He's a long way from home. This breeze, you'd call it a 10-goal breeze.
Really wants the moment.
He likes it here. This one to take the lead for this South side. One in the chamber. Minutes left. I tell you what, the connection's good. Does it hold its line? Yes, it does. Harry Randall gives them the lead of 4 points, but it's not over. 2 minutes 30 to play.
Calm, collected kick. Worked his way through the footy, and then as soon as it came off the boot, there was no premature or anything like that. Just got his shoulders square with his fans out on the pavilion side and waited for that almighty call to come through. Big finish here. North of the river had the lead for 1 moment in this fourth quarter. After a few minutes, it immediately spins back the other way.
Just quickly, before we get back underway, Nick, their centre bounce clearances have been elite. I reckon this one's going out the front door.
56-52, Souths back in the lead. Only 2 minutes to go here. Real big question marks on who's going to take the victory tonight. Forward tap for the North. Doesn't come to any clean hands. McGoldrick was good at ground level just to keep things out of the Southians. And it rolls into another ball up. Still inside the centre square. Congestion just starts to form. 7 players from each side circling the umpire here. South should be able to go through. Holding the ball. stripped through the tackle, and North will get the entry. They need to get it up to the mark, and they need to get moving inside 50.
Almost a minute left now.
Jay Ford inside 50 calls for it, doesn't go to him. They go to the outer side. Picked up nicely by Joffley. Has a target, 48 out. Boundary throw won't do. Brunton from the boundary. Kicks it too big, too selflessly. Took on an option that was beyond him and makes it 3 points.
They can chew the time up here, this south side. That ball's rolled out of bounds to the other side of the field.
Needed to be a centering ball.
Needed to sit up in the breeze and give them a scoring chance. Brunton scored a majestical goal earlier. Needed to set it up there. This ball of 50-50. Numbers converged, and they're going to see it out here. Was that deliberate? Still in, says the umpire. Out of bounds, says the crowd. Spratt tucks it back onto the inside. Intercepted, though, by Kelly. One more roll of the dice, you would think now. Is this a centering ball from Jalif? Just gets it away, not holding the ball. The Souths cram the Norths. They're not going to give them an inch hit. And you would almost say it's all said and done. And the compass currently pointing to the direction of the Souths, Nick.
Massive moment coming, siren looming, 52-56. Who knows what's going to come out the front side. North need to kick it. Davey launches a one towards goal. Doesn't get there. Mark taken. You can't believe it. North had just got to get it through from the square to win. Davey had his heart in his mouth.
Benny Crook.
Didn't get it there. The Crook needs to get it through. And the North will go big. They got all the fans. Calm. Stay on your line. To level it up and go in front for the North. Huge for the northern suburbs, boys. The red is through, the red are home. 2-point victory, North go on to win. Sets up a massive year 3 here, Bruno. One apiece. This fixture's not going anywhere.
And look at them get onto the field.
I might get out there.
Go, Nick. Don't go. We're still going to finish this one off. Mate, the boundary has gone ballistic here. All the supporters for this North side streaming onto the field like a bunch of idiots. But I tell you what, they're loving it. I tell you who's not loving it, this South side. They thought it was all said and done with 2 minutes 30 left on the clock. Nick, you called it home. You thought the Souths had done it.
I thought the Souths had done that. 45 seconds, clearances against you. I really thought North were winning. And then as soon as that margin went away, I thought that was the end of the game. That's just tremendous forward half pressure by the Northern boys. Charlie Brunton had 2 kicks in the forward pocket in a row there, and we end up with a good score.
Well, just on that, Charlie Brunton learns from his mistake from a minute earlier. Went for the shot at goal, should have centered it this time. We thought that ball dropped short and was killed on the siren, but no. Benny Crook marks it in the absence of Sheldon Pickett.
That is just an amazing finish to what is already set up to be an amazing fixture for years to come. North versus South, they know that they've just put themselves into a real commanding position for the next year or two. Let's make these Southern boys work for it. Favourite players out there tonight, Bruno?
Oh, well, we'll start off with this South side and then we'll kick it home with the winners. Flynn Fulton kicked 1 goal. I thought Aitchison was really good in the midfield, wearing the number 11 for the South side. Harry Randall thought he might have kicked the winner with 3 minutes to go, but not to be. Poise from the young fella. I think he can hold his head high. And, of course, Benny Mansell with the hat-trick from Bull Creek. Huge. Likewise, Ascoli, the centre-half forwards. And then Louis Miskiewicz, the vice-skipper. I thought he really led that team from the back half, really cooled the cucumber, but not to be for them. The North Nick, I'll let you take it home with them.
Yeah, from the back first up, they did manage to keep themselves in a good position for most of the game. Bryce Barrett, he looks like a key defender for a lot of years to come. I like the way he operates around the ground. While they lost clearances all afternoon, Bruno, I liked the inside hard defensive midfield works from Kai Millington and Aidan Carberry. They were everywhere. James Ford, obviously, on that half-forward line, had a terrific game for mine. That first half, he was electric, and he still picked up a couple of touches in the second. Benny Crook, well, say no more. That guy's kicked a couple of really important goals in this game and taken the most important mark of all on the siren just to make sure that we had the opportunity for that electric finish. I thought there was a lot of work to do for a couple of the boys that would feel they weren't their best tonight. Jed Wilkinson, Jez Doody, both there, weren't quite happy with their execution, but but I think they're better than that. Then Sheldon Pickett, what a light up front. Doesn't play out the full 4 quarters, but the way he's just a commanding presence in the forward 50, the way he led out in that first half, a really strong player. And probably the last one there, Cameron Todorovic, he was really good. 1 goal for him, played a bit utility, certainly was a distraction for most of the game.
Talk about dropping the mic on exit. Sheldon Pickett kicks the goal, does his knee, doesn't come back on, but he sets that spark, which became a flame, and it snowballed. Well done to this north side. They had 12 clubs represented in this game. Coach Andrew Fisher had 3 of his own Kingsley players that he selected. For the south side, David Larson selected 2 of his Fremantle CBC boys in this side. But the south side, they had 15 clubs represented. That's a lot more diversity in their team. I wonder if their lack of cohesion might have been their undoing.
Yeah, they'll have to speak to Albo about that diversity number. Is it a strength or a weakness? Have to find out in the years to come. Plenty of those Colts boys in both sides will be back here next year as well. So they're all playing above their age and should be a really exciting contest. I hope you all enjoyed tonight and I hope we didn't blow your ears out at the end there.
Before we get onto it, best on ground, the SKG goal of the moment match, I should say. What are we doing?
Because
straight away, the match winner is the goal of the. But it wasn't the best goal we've ever seen. I mean, I've got to give this to you, Nick. You called quite a few tonight, including the match winner.
Well, I'm just trying to scratch my head on who kicked the previous for the North. I thought that was a pretty timely goal that probably even more important. Was it the crook as well? But that was laid off quite nicely.
Harry Randall with the set shot.
Yeah, Randall with the
set
set
shot. For me personally, it was...
the South
Pickett.
on this side? No, Pickett's goal, you reckon?
I reckon Pickett's goal where he did his knee off the left foot and he just banged it from the arc. I mean, that was like a no-looker, right? He didn't even scope the kick. He just whacked it on his foot and it sailed through. Special mention to Harry Randall.
Yeah.
And in terms of, so that'll be the SKG goal of the match. It goes to Sheldon Pickett before he got injured. Jack's Tyres and Auto, player of the match. Who are you going for, Nick? I thought, just quickly, your boy James Ford, he's not a bad unit.
I feel like I'm biased for some reason that I've liked him so much tonight, and so I'm just trying to figure out who else I've got in those votes and have to pick between those. You do have to give Ben Cook 1 vote for just being there at the end. I think you then have to split the 2 points between Millington and Carberry just for so much hard work all day. But yeah, I can't convince myself. James Ford, the 13, a really good game from him on the half-forward line, a great connector, and was there when they needed the most. Final score, an absolute thriller down here at UWA Sports Park. 58-56, a goal after the siren to win it. Tremendous effort by both teams. Thank you very much to all the PFL and partners for putting on these special events. We thank you all so much for joining us this evening. Enjoy the evening, and we'll catch you all for another game next time.
This has been a Game Face Vision production.